Do you remember that time you were driving through Chicagoland and you spotted one of those crazy tollway oases perched over the highway like some futuristic space station? And you thought, who thought it was a good idea to build a fast food joint on a bridge? Well, turns out the story behind those oases is as bizarre as you think. And guess what? They're disappearing. So what happened to them? Were they ever truly functional? Or were they just really good at making us feel fancy while we snacked on fries? Let's dive into the rise and fall of Illinois' most eccentric highway rest stops, the Oasis, and I bet you'll have a lot more to think about next time you pass one. Welcome back to History Decoded, the channel where we uncover quirky pieces of history that you didn't know you needed to know. If you love learning about the weird, wonderful, and sometimes bizarre parts of our past, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Today, we're exploring the Chicagoland Oasis, a truly unique feature of the Illinois Tollway system. But here's the million-dollar question. Why did they build rest stops on bridges over highways? And more importantly, why are we watching them fade into history? Stick with me, and I'll answer these burning questions. Picture it, the 1950s, and Illinois is gearing up for an infrastructure revolution. With the massive Illinois Tollway system taking shape, someone had a brilliant idea. Why not create a rest stop that's not just a stop but a novelty? And so, the Illinois Tollway Oases were born. These weren't your typical gas station breaks. No, these were restaurants on bridges. You could grab a bite, watch cars rush under you, and pretend you were in the future, all while sipping on a coffee. But here's the question. Isn't a tollway rest stop just meant to be practical? Or was this just a flashy idea that tried a little too hard to make highway rest stops feel fancy? I mean, do we really need to be dining 30 feet above the traffic? Here's where it gets even weirder. Why on a bridge? Couldn't they just build a regular rest area on the ground? Well, the answer isn't just for flair. These oases were designed to be strategically placed over the tollways to minimize space, increase accessibility, and, I don't know, give you an unnecessary adrenaline rush while you grabbed a sandwich? Honestly, these elevated stops were marketed as pie-in-the-sky rest areas, literally, where you could eat and enjoy a view while feeling like a VIP. But was this just a gimmick, or did they actually serve a practical purpose? Because spoiler alert, not all of them are around today. So was it really worth all the hype? In their prime, the Oases were a hit. Located along busy interstates like I-90 and I-294, these highway-side hubs weren't just for the tired traveler. They were a social event. Families, truck drivers, celebrities, they all flocked to the Oases to enjoy their meals while watching the world go by. We're talking about Johnny Cash, Evel Knievel, and Liberace stopping by. How's that for a glamorous pit stop? But let's be real here. Does anyone really want to sit and eat a burger in the middle of a noisy, polluted highway? Or are we just here for the nostalgia? Because when you think about it, isn't it kind of absurd that we needed to eat on top of the highway just to get some peace and quiet? Fast forward to the 80s and 90s, and the Oases started to show their age. I distinctly remember seeing them as a kid, run down, outdated, and ready for a makeover. Well, the Illinois Tollway did what they could. But let's be honest here. A renovated 1959 diner doesn't exactly scream modern convenience. You could smell the old-school vibes, the greasy counters, and the stained tile floors. And the worst part? They were supposed to be innovative, but they were just waiting to get demolished. Think about it. As traffic got worse, the Oases got older, and the road construction projects were just too big for these little sky-high stopovers. Should we be sad about it, though? Or is it time to let go of this nostalgic monstrosity? Now only 4 Oases remain standing, and even they're not in their prime. Take the DeKalb Oasis. Yes, it's still there, but it's now a mishmash of fast food and Starbucks. Hardly the glamorous highway retreat we were promised, right? And yet people still stop by. But why? Is it for the coffee, or are we just holding on to the past like we do with all those old restaurants we used to love? Let's face it, the Oases are a landmark of Illinois history, but are they really practical anymore? Or have they just become faded symbols of a highway era gone by? So what do you think? Are the Illinois Tollway Oases a charming slice of the past or just a quirky highway mistake? Do they deserve to be saved or should we let them fade into history? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to History Decoded. We've got more weird, forgotten history coming your way. And hey, like and share if you think this story was worth the nostalgia trip.